Hello. Today we have White Peach. This is, I think, my favorite one, and I need it. I need it for today. Cheers. So we have another Little Sims one because I don't know what it is about The Sims, but it just breeds some very questionable things. So I don't know if you can pajamas because I need to get comfy for this one. Before I even get into anything, I'm going to give some pretty heavy trigger warnings. I'm not going to be talking about anything in a lot of detail or in depth, but things will be mentioned, such as SA, some potentially underage stuff and teens and things like that, and animal stuff. But like I said, I'm not going into detail. I'm not gonna like show anything that's too graphic, or I don't feel I need to do that. I don't think that is necessary to discuss the topic at hand. You are not new to this channel. I'm sure you're well versed in the world of Sims mods, and a potential one called Wicked Whims. And back in The Sims 3, there were a couple little Wicked Whims-esque mods that were floating about. One of them was Kinky World by, I think it's Oniki K. And unlike a lot of mods which aim to add a bit of everyday realism, Kinky World, I'm sure you can guess from the name. I don't think I need to go in depth on what this mod entailed, but the mod itself had a dramatic overhaul on romantic and sexual activities in the Sims 3 system, and it was developed through Lovers Lab, which we're versed in Lovers Lab by now. But if you don't know what that is, it's a mod sharing website for a bit more frisky stuff you can find on there. It aimed to show a more taboo side to these kind of mods, and I'm just gonna list out some of the features which are on the first page of this mod, and tell me what you think. There are gonna probably be a lot of bleeped out silence portions in this video and blurred out words on images, so I just need you to use your imagination and fill in the blanks here, or else YouTube will come into my house and break my knees. So we're gonna get into that. So we have brothel management, open high school, sex motive used by custom interaction scoring function, menstrual cycle, custom female impregnation system based on menstrual cycle, custom skills which include exhibitionist, sex, and dog slave. Custom buffs, which include aroused, horny, and first woohoo ever. Custom traits, which are slut, exhibitionist, and dog breeder. Custom interactions, modded interactions, stray dogs, which spawns naughty dogs on lots to do kinky things with Sims. A raid service, which spawns male NPC on community lots when a Sim wanders alone during nighttime. Horror roll, in which you earn money using your woohoo skill. Drug, modelling career, alcoholized drinks, and kinky books. As well as this, some planned features include growing teens, runtime modifications of sliders, change the body shape over time. I first read this and I was a bit perplexed at the inclusion of open high schools and the inclusion of teens, and if we scroll even more, we know that this mod also includes the ability for headmasters to do things to naughty students, and also enables adult and teen romance options. So not only are we including dogs, race, but we are also removing the age restriction barrier, enabling romantic and sexual interactions between adult and teen Sims. Do you know what that does? It stimulates pedophilic scenarios, which I feel like we all, that's a pretty universally condemned thing, legally and morally. But according to a certain area of the internet, I'm gonna put this video here if you haven't already saw that one. Some people disagree. Actually, I'm gonna put that one here as well because I got so much shit from p words from those videos, and there's a lot more of them in the world than you think. Not only that, but a skill-based sexual exploitation in which the headmasters punishes misbehaving students through kinky sexual interactions. I feel like we've already romanticized these power dynamics too much. And a rape dynamic. If your Sim just wanders at night, they can get raped. I get people have their kinks and stuff, but animals and children, I feel like that's where a lot of people draw the line, because they can't consent. The thing is, with things like C&C, which is a very controversial topic, 2 adults can consent to C&C. A dog can't consent. A child can't consent. And I spoke about this before. Teen models in The Sims 3 aren't like the ones in The Sims 4, where they're pretty much the same. There's not really a whole difference in appearance between teens in The Sims 4 and then adults, but in The Sims 3, they look like teens. There's a big difference in how their body looks. It's a teen, and then adding a slider in, so you can see the teen progression in their body. And there's an argument that I'm sure Kay loves to say, in which the mod isn't meant for everyone. It's meant to stimulate a more realistic taboo world within a sandbox of The Sims. And the argument of it's just pixels, it's not real, is so common and so frustrating. If you're new here, I study social science, and what does that include? Sociology, psychology, history, politics, and criminology. Aside from that, I myself am a victim of CSA. I've done a lot of my own research into this stuff for years and years throughout my life. The argument that it's just pixels can't apply. It's not true. Participation in these simulations aren't ethically neutral. They're interactive media which requires intention and choice, and engaging in forms of fictional abuse repeatedly and with stimulated positive feedback or a reward system reflects so much of your deeper ideological acceptance, not just curiosity. And that's a big thing with those people who engage in media as a form of like therapy, so they're not doing it to someone in real life. There's no negative reinforcement there. There's no thing telling you this is wrong. There's no child that you're actively harming that's saying this is wrong. You're just getting positive reinforcement and feedback. There's nothing in your brain telling you, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, this is wrong. And a big part of it, as well as a crossover perpetrator, I'm going to put this little article here that I found, in which a big part of it is online communities. And if you're actively engaging in these online communities which are sharing these mods, you're enabling it. Your chance of becoming a crossover offender skyrockets. Now, when I was actively looking up this mod on places like Reddit and even on Lovers Lab, I was finding no negative feedback at all. Everyone was being pretty positive. It was being recommended as one of the best mods for The Sims 3 in terms of that area. There was no one being like, this is weird, this is wrong, maybe we shouldn't do this, maybe we shouldn't. No one, not a single person. I found that so weird. And if you want to claim that I know the state of the world right now, this is a controversial topic. I don't know how to say this without sounding insane right now. I do believe in some forms of censorship. I think there is a healthy line which has to be drawn. And if you claim that censorship in this form, I don't mean what's happening in the world right now. I know the argument of it's a slippery slope, but I think there should be some form of things in place here. And if you want to claim that violates your freedom of speech, again, go back to that video. There has never been a country in history in which your freedom of speech is not somehow monitored. Think of gambling laws. That's your freedom. That's your freedom of speech being prohibited. Oh, there's no, you can't, there's never been a place in history in which your freedom of speech hasn't been monitored somehow. Never. It doesn't exist. And you can only access a previous version of Kinky World for free on Lovers Lab. If you want an updated one, you have to pay money on Patreon. Very relevant, I know. And you have to pay a Patreon fee for a mod in which there is simulated teen exploitation, rape, and bestiality. And that's just allowed on Patreon. And Patreon loves to claim that they do ban creators that are engaging in this stuff. The account's still up. The Patreon account is still up. It was last updated in October last year. And this mod came about, let me check when this mod was updated. Or like uploaded. I don't know if there's a version beforehand, but the one I'm seeing is from 2015. So it might have been earlier. The mod I'm seeing is from 2015. And it's still up there for 10 years. For 10 years it's been up on Patreon. So clearly Patreon doesn't care, much like much like a lot of other places I saw. And people have the argument of, oh, it's not real, so it's not illegal. Wrong. Again, go watch another video that I made about this. But there are obscenity laws in which if a visual representation of media or even books are deemed to not have any creative liberty, if they're just purely there to, you know, for people to, then no, they have been banned legally for like years and years, like way back. This has been a thing for many a years. This is nothing new. Doesn't matter if it's not real, you can still be put in jail for this. Check your country and your area for that, because it's not everywhere, but it does exist. Lover's Lab has been a pretty not great platform for mods like these. Like we know Devious Desires was uploaded there, which is a whole other thing that I'm not getting into, because people don't actually watch or listen to what I say about that, and they just love to nitpick little things, not actually taking what I'm saying, and love to make up their own ideas of that mod. So I'm not getting into that right now. Lover's Lab does keep up very weird things, especially animal stuff. They love animal stuff over there. They love to keep that up on the platform. So there's little regulation over that. There's little regulation pretty much anywhere. And the whole myth of creative freedom without consequence is the idea that any mod is justified under artistic freedom, which again, that whole argument breaks down when that mod stimulates predation and harm. And games, like I said, aren't passive. In The Sims, every action is intentional, and stimulating abuse for enjoyment, especially involving teens and animals or non-consenting Sims, isn't harmless. It's interactive endorsement of those acts. Even if you're not intentionally meaning that, your brain doesn't know the difference. Your brain psychologically doesn't know the difference. I really don't want this mod to just be dismissed as just another mod, because The Sims is a reflection of real life, okay? Now, it's different when people are like, they're Sims, because it's not the same. It's not, and I hate when people are like, oh, but why is murder okay? But this isn't. There's such a difference. There's such a difference. I am sorry. There just is. And if you can't compute that in your brain, then that's a you thing, not a me thing. People love to use that of like, oh, well, if you're viewing it like that, then you're the problem. You're a pedo and you're this and that. And it's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Any sane person, if you said to one of your friends or your parents or something that you're dogs in The Sims and you're teenagers and you're getting a dog to fuck a teenager in The Sims, they're going to be like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? Because people are so stuck in their little echo chamber that they think this is okay, and it's not. And we have communities such as another one I've talked about previously, which again, I hate that I keep going back to this because I don't want to keep talking about it, but I feel like I have to. We have certain online communities in which people are so stuck in their echo chamber that they think it's normal and they think they're okay and that there's nothing wrong with what they're doing when there is, because they won't openly admit what they're doing to anyone else outside of the internet, because people are going to be like, what the fuck, you're weird. But yeah, like I said, I saw no negativity about this mod apart from people comparing it to other mods and saying that other mods were better. But that's not for me to say, because I haven't downloaded it, because I don't want to see that in my game. And if you do, why? Maybe get a diary, go to therapy, because these enabling behaviours aren't helping you. They're not. There's always the argument of, oh, well, I went through it, I'm traumatised, and this is my coping mechanism. You're harming yourself. Any good therapist will tell you that you are harming yourself by engaging in these forums and in these mods. They're not helping you. They're enabling that behaviour. Don't enable the behaviour, because it's not okay. Sorry, I get really heated about this because of the previous ones I've done and the amount of shit that I got for them from a certain group of individuals, and it makes me so angry, because I've been through it too, and I'm not saying my experience and my ways of overcoming that are the same as everyone's, but I have done a lot of research into what I've been through and how to recover, what is right, what's not right. You always find the argument of engaging in these things is not right. It will give you short-term satisfaction, but it will hinder your progress and recovery. You're not getting better, you're making yourself worse in the long term by enabling it and thinking that it's right. And mods like this just do that. They just enable it, and it's not okay. It's not okay to visually watch a sim have intercourse with a dog or with a teen. Like, am I crazy? Am I the crazy one? because I feel like I'm crazy sometimes when I see these forums and people talking about it like it's so normal. Go outside, leave your bedroom, turn a game off, go to a park. Or maybe not, because you know there's like kids and dogs there, so maybe don't go to a park. Please let me know your thoughts on this, because I made a post about it on my community tab and every single comment was like, what the fuck did I just read? What the fuck? Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you for validating that I'm not crazy with this opinion, because every single comment was just, huh? But when I'm going on Reddit, everyone's praising this mod, and I don't get it. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Again, another little like ramble one. I didn't want to detail every single thing that this mod had to offer because that's not really adding anything to this video apart from being like, ew. I feel like we would just be repeating the same point over and over again. But let me know if you've heard about this mod. The only reason I did hear about it was because someone left a comment about it on one of my previous videos and I looked into it a couple months ago and then just forgot about it. But I remembered, so now I'm telling it to you, so that we can maybe avoid it and maybe let people know this mod is fucking weird. Let me know. I really hope you enjoyed this to an extent. Maybe not the most enjoyable thing to listen to. Very sorry about that. But this was just making me so angry that I had to say something about it. And yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Bye.